Hello, welcome back to GP Nail Art. Jessica here. So this is my poinsettia mani. I'll put that in the cards for you. This is prior to me putting tips on. I filmed this a little while ago. It just took me a little while to edit because the video was quite long to begin with, but I am going to be using the display set that I got from the giveaway that I won, because I am going to be using gel products today. I am going to use them kind of as press-ons, as you saw from the thumbnail picture, but because I'm using gel, I wanted to do them on the fake nail tips instead of right on my hand. So I am going to be using that Calypso from Cascade Colorworks, and then this is one of the colors that I've been dying to use from the mint stocking stuffer that you saw in my chatty swatch video. So a couple things here. I am going to do just the first layer of like each nail that I'm going to do something a little bit different on. Just, you know, due to the length and everything of the video. So initially what my intention here was to do an ombre, like a vertical ombre down the length of the nail. It didn't quite come out the way that I wanted it to on this particular nail, so I ended up just doing a full glitter nail on this one. So you'll see I'm trying to kind of do the Calypso color on the other half of the nail, but it just it wasn't working the way that I wanted it to, so I kind of nixed that and just ended up doing full glitter for the next two layers. So I did show the other layers on this one just to you know, because I changed it up a little bit. And then I will go ahead and place some of those chunkier glitters where I want them as well. I have to say, though, it was a little, this was actually the first time that I used that, like that little display stand set with the fake tips this way, so it's a little different, you know, kind of working with the acrylic powders and the dip liquids and everything versus doing it on your actual hand. I'm kind of undecided yet as to whether or not I think it's easier than doing it on my hand versus on just the fake tip. I think there's certain things that, like when I get into doing some of the nail art, because you can just kind of flip the nail the other way, you know, instead of having to try to do it at an awkward angle. If it's on your hand, you can only turn your hand so far, right, to kind of get the angle that you need. So I think something like that was a little bit easier, but it was a little different working with the dip powders and the liquids and everything this way instead of doing it on my hand. But it was a lot of fun, and it, you know, it was pretty easy to do. And then the other thing too, because I do end up using these as press-ons, I did put Peel Base on first, and I just used my dip powder liquid, because that basically is a glue, to put them on, because I figured, you know, they would easily pop off with the Peel Base, and I didn't have any problem with that. I didn't get any reaction, but I truthfully only had them on for pictures and maybe about an hour or so after that. I'd have to say that with the dip powder, it made the tips, the nail tips, super hard, and they just kind of felt a little bit tight on my nails, on my natural nails, so they weren't very comfortable to wear. And the length is not a length that I am at all used to. They are quite long compared to how I usually wear my nails, so that in and of itself was just hard for me. I am not used to wearing long nails. I think if they grew out that long on their own, you kind of have time to get used to them, but just to throw them on, you know, one day from going from super shorties to like real long nails, it was just like, oh my god, I can't do anything with myself here. So I did decide to try the ombre again, and I'm doing that on on one of the other nails, and at this point I can't really remember which one is like index and ring and middle and all of that. But you know, you'll see it from the pictures. And this one did work a little bit easier. I did end up kind of just dipping the like half of the nail very carefully into the glitter, and that worked out pretty well instead of trying to tap it with the brush. So as you can see here, I'm just doing like half of the nail right into that dip powder. And of course, that's not something I would be able to do if I was doing it on my hand. I would have to use the brush because you're just not going to be able to get at an angle where it's going to be even. So I'm just gonna do the layers in that way and alternate between the colors, and I am going to place glitters again where I want them. Alright, so just to make sure that the dip powder gets nice and hardened, I'm going to go ahead and activate all of the nails before I get into using any of the gel products for the base and top coat, and then the sweater design as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the glitter nails first. So I'm just going to do, I believe I did my base coat and then top coat, and I probably will do the pinky nail as well, and those nails will just be done and finished so that we can get on to the two nails that have the sweater design. And I cured them all, I believe, for about 30 seconds. All right, so we are getting into the sweater design. So I used a couple of techniques that I've learned from other YouTubers. So last year I was watching Rachel A.T. Schmitz, and if I can find the video, I'll link that up in the cards for you. But what she did was mix in a little bit of the powder, the dip powder, into the base coat. You know, a little bit of that base coat in order to make it a little bit thicker, and that kind of helps it from like self-leveling as well, so it kind of stays in place a little bit better while you're trying to do the sweater design as well. So I'm just going to kind of mix in the dip powder a little bit as needed to make it the consistency that I want. I didn't want it to be super runny, but I didn't want it to be super thick either, so it's just kind of like an in between consistency to kind of make it a little bit easier to create the design. Also, this helps give a little bit of texture. The other because I'm doing the same color that's already on the nail itself, so I want to make sure that it's going to be a little bit raised and have that kind of texture, so you can really see the sweater design since it's the same color that the base is on the nail already. So the other technique that I saw was from I believe the name of the channel is Jaype. I believe that's how she pronounces it. It's Jaype, or not Jaype, maybe Jaype. I think it's Jaype Luxury Nails. And she has had a few videos out this year where she does a bunch of different sweater designs. So if I can grab a picture or link a video, I will do that for you here. But basically what she does is do like two little marks. As you can see, I just did two little like dash marks parallel to each other straight down the length of the nail, or where you want that sweater design to go, so however you want that sweater design to be. But you just keep doing those little dash marks right next to each other, evenly spaced all the way down the nail, and then you'll see once I'm done with that how you can kind of connect them to get that kind of S-shaped kind of sweater design that you see a lot of people doing. And I have to say, because I did do this last year, and if you just try to create that maybe not an S shape, or like almost like an S shape, or almost kind of like a staircase kind of shape. When I did that last year, it's kind of a little bit harder to make sure that they're all even with each other. But if you have those kind of guidelines already on the nail, they're all kind of perfectly spaced from there, and you're just connecting one line to the other in that kind of curve or staircase kind of shape. It was so easy to do. So I'm so glad that I saw her video, because it was incredibly easy. So then you just make sure that you add the acrylic powder before you cure it in your lamp, and that's going to give it a little bit more texture as well. But I'm just going to I showed a close-up on this nail. I'm going to do it on another nail as well, but I'm not going to zoom in. I'm going to speed it up a bit because it's just doing the same exact thing. I'm going to do those little dash marks or guidelines all the way down the center of the nail, and then just connect them, one kind of almost diagonally to the other in that staircase or S kind of shape. And it was super, super easy. So thank you, Jaype, for showing that, because it was super easy and quicker to do as well. It was awesome. It was an awesome technique, and I'm so glad that I saw her do it. So definitely go check out her channel as well, because She does a lot of amazing designs. So I'm not showing, I did end up doing a second layer of like that sweater design just because I wanted it to be a little bit more raised and a little bit more textured. I'm not going to show that because it's just super repetitive. I am switching over to a longer brush, so I'm using the same base coat with the dip powder already mixed in, and I'm just going to do one long straight line down the side of that sweater design, and I just kind of start at the top and let the brush itself kind of guide itself down, same as I kind of did for the Christmas gift nails. And you can see here where it's a little bit easier because I can just turn that nail right around and do the other side instead of trying to do it at an awkward angle on my hand. It would have been much more awkward to kind of try to do that on my hand versus on the tip that's on that little display. So again, the same thing, just going to cover that with the acrylic powder, pour over the powder, cure that for 30 seconds. I did go over the lines with a second layer again just to make sure that they were raised up and as textured as I wanted them to be. If you don't want that much texture, you don't have to do that second step. You're still going to be able to see the sweater design. And I really love how this came out. And then after doing the lines, the only other thing that I'm going to do is add a couple of little like lines on the sidewall area of the nail on the other side of those long lines that I'm placing right now, just to kind of give it a little bit more texture and to kind of continue the the sweater kind of pattern. Yeah, so here I'm just placing kind of little small lines kind of at an angle onto like the very sides of the nails to just continue a pattern. Alright, so I have already top coated the pinky and glitter nails. I'm gonna, this is the matte top coat from Nail Addict. So I'm just going to apply that to the sweater nails sweater nails so that they have a matte finish. And also don't forget that I do have a Nail Addict LA discount code that would give you 50% off of your purchase of 2 or more gels, so definitely check that out. But here are the finished nails. I'm going to pull out those sweater nails and give you a closer look, and then I do kind of put them in a metal tray so you can see the whole set together. And then, like I said, I do temporarily put these on as press-on nails, so you'll see those pictures at the end as well. But let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, bye for now.